Hello everybody, 21st of April. It is about 50 degrees and we are on our way to Boston today. We are going to go to the State House and we're going to take a little tour and see how these politicians live when they're at work. I have a feeling they live pretty well. I'll see you in a minute at the State House in Boston.
This is the model of what's called the Bullfinch building, which is where we're standing right now. We're in the original building.
Okay.
The Brigham extension was added 100 years later, so up those
Over this
steps
way?
didn't exist, right?
Oh, right.
Where those steps are was.
Sumner Tunnel.
Wonderful examples of that in here, so let's go. What they realized was that when we looked at the building, the legislature was always in it to make sure it looked grand, so important things were happening. We come into the hall, and here's one of my favorite guys in the whole place. This fellow was a Frank, I call him Frank, it's better William Francis, was his given name. He was a junior at Harvard when the Civil War broke out. And what happened?
That's who Store Road Drive must be named after.
So, Brigham goes back to
Not a bad job to be a state rep if you can get the work. They'd be working in a nice place.
how these workmen signed their work. We had our official notes that France was a big friend of America through the Revolution, helped us win the war. Lafayette was a very close friend and actually a sort of son figure for George Washington. And then recently, like a couple of years ago, there were 4 or 5 guys from Florence. They wrote their arrow behind his back. So we know it was a time of peace. A white star over his shoulder signified that we were one of the 13 original colonies. And the blue has connections with the word Massachusetts, which actually means on or about the Great Hills. Well, the only great hills in the settled part of Massachusetts, which was basically the Boston area, are called the Great Hills. And official, and they so use this family crest. And you can see dates underneath. I once did a match with names of the nations. Portraits are downstairs with the insignia, but it lasted about as long as the exercise. I didn't remember too much of it, but it's very interesting. It shows that the kind of close-knit notion of the king wanting to keep his colonies. Taxes were a big issue. Manchester French actually carved that little, not very famous work, to be honest. But he did succeed in doing one thing that British literature was great for, so they gave him a statue. And Manchester French was working on this. The district of about, I forget if it's 70 or 90, it's probably 90 now, 90 voters. Or I should say citizens, because they represent you whether you voted for them or not. We are what's called a supermajority legislature in the House. And in the Senate too, but there are only 40 senators, there are no 60 reps. And each year they only fished the rivers and the ponds and everything. And then if he had a good catch, he'd take the fish to the local innkeeper and say, feed the town with my compliments. So he was a popular guy. Well, he thought that we ought to have fish in the building because fishing, salt cod, was our second largest export. So he had the fish installed, and it's always been in the House. In the House of Representatives, the representatives look up and they secret passage from his offices in here will take you right out to the chamber. A colleague, a friend of mine who was a tour guide, he's now at his home, said he came up here with office itself looked like after they were done with the renovation. When I first started giving this tour, this part of the building was closed, so I had to add on to it once they opened it my information about the governor. We've had both Democrats and Republicans. So Republican, Democrat, Republican, and we sort of mix it up. And I think the thinking of many voters, at least so the law goes, is that if you have a House and a Senate that won't go anywhere with only a certain majority, then you might as well get a job. So, just finished his term in 2022, and he got to choose how he wanted to look at his official portrait, and he sat for the artist. And you'll see different governors made different decisions. Mitt Romney, whose name you might know from beyond Massachusetts politics because he ran for president, he wanted his wife in the picture, but we didn't do that, so he put a picture in the picture. She's a Jane Swift was the first acting governor.
Was one of the first to commemorate the work of women from Massachusetts during the Civil War. Any questions before we move on? Up above, you see Senator James Wise for Against the Groups of Assistance in 1761.
This is where you'll find your relatives.
Oh,
These are Senate presidents' pictures.
all right, let's see if I can find them.
Yeah, so Horace Mann was the first Secretary of Education.
This is the Senate chambers, yeah.
Looks very different than the House, doesn't it?
Yep.
I mean, in the House you've got like a classroom style, and this is a round. It's quite beautiful. Now, I need to look. That's a new bust. All of the busts in this room honor the abolition movement and people who inspired it. And I don't actually think I ever put names. No, I think it might be closed caption TV, but it would only be allowed on Query, the Senate president. Okay. It's more for record. And exactly in the middle is where that clerk of the works sits. That person is a duplicator of the vote. So we shout out the vote that he or she heard. As a speaker, but they vote by voice. Here you see all the microphones. And it's harder, it's easier to get it wrong if you don't have an educated over in medical school.
The Atheneum, I think I'm saying that right, I don't even know. But it's part library. Oh, here it is. I don't know if if anyone can pronounce that, but it's part library, part gallery, I guess. gallery. It's a nice little place. They charge you $10 to get in. He's bummed out, no doubt about that. They captured the expression on his face, whoever painted that. It's amazing they can do that out of such a hard substance like marble. This is where I came in, and I'm sitting on a chair just like that, and this is my view. That's a graveyard that holds Paul Revere and a lot of other very famous people. And this is downtown Boston. This looks like it's Newbury Street maybe. No, it's Boylston, because that's 500 Boylston right there. Yeah, that's 500 Boylston. Newbury's got to be over here. The Heinz Convention Center. Again, the Heinz. That's actually a pretty good likeness. And just like that, I'm back. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe. Also, push the like button. It's very important that you press the like button so that the algorithm will put me up there on the YouTube channel. But anyways, if you like the video, that would be a good thing. And if you want to be notified as to when I do post videos, just press the bell. That's the notification bell. So with that being said, I'm here with my dogs that are jumping on me, and I'll just see you guys on the next video. The vlog is over, and thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Love you guys. Have a great night.